The neighbor's pet invading your property? Get it off your chest at 430-1043.
If you're struggling because you don't have enough money for bills, repairs, or an emergency, stop worrying and listen up. With Quartz Ready Cash, you can get the money you need now. Get up to $13,500. No deposit required. The service is fast and hassle-free. Additionally, with Ready Cash, you can get a microfinance loan to help grow your business. Visit any branch or apply online at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com. Contact Quartz Ready Cash today for the cash you need. Quartz Ready Cash, we are ready when you are. All right, it's a Wednesday morning. We get things off our chest. So we might move from one thing to the next. It's a Wednesday morning. It is acceptable. Now, before we had the break, we were talking about children who come down positive with COVID-19, right? What is in place to deal with those children, the children who are around them in that particular class? What is in place to do with the school? What happens, right? Now, for the benefit of those who are just joining, especially those who are joining on Facebook, we're live right now, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch at Extreme 104 SVG. The parent said that, she said that she was upset and she thinks that it's unfair to her child and other children in a class. Now, apparently, a child came down with COVID-19 on Friday, and the only children who were sent home on quarantine and asked to be tested were just a few who they thought might have been in close contact with the child. The rest of the class still allowed to go to school and learn. Something else just came to mind, but let me finish this, right? She asked, why are these children still getting face-to-face class and the others have to be out of class until they receive a negative test? Really upset at this point. Now, for the children who have to go home on quarantine, who are considered close contacts of a positive child, do they get to join the class virtually? Or they get sent to the work after school? How does it work? How does that work? You see so many things in there so many things in this entire situation here that are just so tricky and a challenge to deal with. And no parent at all gonna find this a very easy time to go through. No child either. So some responses, right? Somebody says the whole school should be closed and sanitized. Good morning. Another response. How the child gets to school and back? Public transportation? Have the teachers been tested and quarantined? How about the teachers' contacts? Also, we don't know how long the child had it. Did the child get it from another child during break time, lunchtime? My opinion, we seem to be fighting a losing battle with current vaccines. The virus is very smart. It's evolving and fighting back and seems to love the human body as a host. Probably tastes good. Seriously. Boy, maybe in St. Vincent and the Grenadines it's a losing battle when it comes to vaccinations. Now, you can extend that question to the parents. Parents fully vaccinated, and people could ask that. But then I would have asked if the other children or the child was vaccinated, but if it's a low grade and it's a primary school, then that's not a possibility. Good morning. A lot of children from Lodge Village School getting sick from vomiting and fever. So hold on. Something else going around? Oh, my goodness. Now, I don't know what the best solution to these problems would be. I don't know. And perhaps some other folks who are in the driver's seat, maybe conductor's seat right now, they're not too sure either. Perhaps. But it's real hard. Not gonna lie to you, it's really hard. It's hard on the children, it's hard on the parents, it's hard on the teachers, the principals, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health. It's hard. By extension, it's hard on the entire country. COVID-19 hard. It's really hard. Between a rock and a hard place. Like you have to do something. For those who might find it a very uneasy time to send your child to school, you prefer to have the child at home. Here's another question, right? If my child comes down with COVID-19, what do I tell my boss? It's like, boss, my child has COVID. Yeah, I understand, like, I'm the only person here right now, and you might have had to reduce staff and things like real tight, but my child has COVID and I need to take care of him or her. What happens there? But you know what they say? The quickest way to get out of this is for us to get to herd immunity so we can just open our arms as wide can be and do things like very similar to how we used to do things before COVID-19. Where we don't have to worry about fully vaccinated and unvaccinated and semi-vaccinated and going to AIF and going to the COVID-19 ward at the hospital and having all these vaccine mandates and they said the quickest way to that is through mass vaccination. It's through herd immunity. But I think the entire world knows how difficult that is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, I do not see any changes. I think the protocols that they have in place, they will continue with them, whether we're happy or whether we like it or not, because something has to be done. So probably reach a place where we just have to hope and pray. Hope and pray that our child does what they're supposed to do, keeps their distance, keeps on the mask for the entire day, and does not contract COVID-19. Something else somebody wants to get off their chest this morning. Let me just make sure that. Good morning, highly favored. Joshua says education is needed, all right? Something else somebody wants to get off their chest this morning. Along the same lines of COVID-19 related issue, right? Morning. I just saw a flyer for Garden Light Up for the season, and seeing that it's a vaccinated event, this is so unfair. Well, you see, what had happened was, in the beginning, there was serious talk now. We really cannot, or we are not in a position to take certain risks. Yes, even if you're vaccinated, you could still get COVID-19. Yes, even if you're vaccinated, you could still spread it. But the fact remains, or what we have been told, hospitalizations, when you compare COVID-19 hospitalizations of fully vaccinated, partially vaccinated, and unvaccinated, the number of folks who are hospitalized being unvaccinated far greater than those who are fully vaccinated or partially vaccinated. Now, think of it this way, right? Think of it this way. And I'm telling you this because we don't really have a choice. It might sound unfair or appear to be unfair to you, but think of it from this perspective. Would you prefer opening events for Christmas to everybody, knowing that the possibility of COVID spreading exists, But which grouping has a greater risk of becoming a greater burden on the already burdened healthcare system? Look at the stats in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Unvaccinated or the vaccinated. And I think that is where they're coming from when they're saying, listen, all events during Christmas, they have to be vaccinated only events. And these events are not absolutely necessary. And when I say absolutely necessary, it's not like it's school, right? It's not like it's a hospital. It's not like it's a police station. They're not essential. Entertainment, yes, culture. And to some extent, it really has to continue. Or it has to be present. But to me, it's entertainment. So you want to throw out, or you want to have, or be able to have, or encourage, or have the facilities in place for entertainment, which is non-essential, comes with criteria because it is unessential. Now, if they had said, because I am not a part of this whatsoever, I'm not a part of that in any organizing, none of that. If they had said open to everybody, you would have given X2. You would have been upset as well. Now, is it that you're upset that you're unvaccinated, or is it that you're upset that they're only catering for vaccinated people? If they had said everybody, people would have been upset as well. Risk versus benefit, it has to be managed. It has to be managed. And I think for right now, it is better to go with the grouping that has a significantly reduced risk. They said that you could watch the thing online. If you're not able to make it for whatever reason, you could watch it online. You don't physically have to go to some of the events that are happening during the Christmas season. And all of those events are vaccinated only events. But the WhatsApp is there, 4301043. The phone line is there, 4571043. Facebook and thing there too, for you to share your views. How do you feel about all of the events for Christmas being fully vaccinated in a country that has a very low vaccination rate? Whew. When government calling for pay raises, just as how they increase in the price of goods and services. Oh, when? Oh, you won't get off your chest. Okay, we come into that one just now. Somebody says, yes, it is entertaining that Vincentians have been accustomed to for many years. It's entertainment, right? But old people always say prevention better than cure. So no events whatsoever. That's what I'm getting from that comment there. If COVID is so dangerous, another response, if COVID is so dangerous, why are they opening the coffin of those persons who died from the virus to view the loved ones? Something not adding up. Well, you see, yes. Apparently, right? It is dangerous in living people. So it is okay for those who have passed, for the coffins to be open. It's not like when they say there are certain places in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that you cannot dig up because people who died from cholera are buried there and they just have to stay there forever and ever. Amen. It's not one of those diseases. Like, it cannot survive. If it can't survive on surfaces after a certain amount of time, I do not see a great risk. And if that were the case, then I believe we would have been hearing more about it and there would have been a bit more protocols. It probably would have been in protocols that are shared with us. But here's something, right? Now, COVID is spread by coughing and sneezing. The deceased individual is incapable Can't believe I just spoke about coughing. Could you pass me that hand sanitizer, please? The deceased, they can do neither. So they can't cough and they can't sneeze, right? But I think this is a worthy suggestion. If you just, well, they tell us you got to put on mask. So just put on a mask. Not on the deceased individual. But then again, I guess you can. Put on a mask. All right? I think that should work. Now, another question coming in. Yes, man. Get it off your chest. Do Vincentians follow the protocols in place? Let's move on. Let's move on to a more serious question, shall we? No social distancing in the funerals. Protocols not followed. My dear, the answer to that is no. Every new protocol, somebody has a problem with it. Every new protocol, somebody has a problem with it. It cannot please. Look at what is happening to Omicron right now, right? Our protocols say those who are coming from very high risk regions. You quarantine in an approved facility, you do your test. We're not barring you from coming here. People are upset by that. If you block people from coming from certain countries because of the new variant, people will get upset by that. Anything you do can't please everybody, but protocol is protocol. They should be followed pointless. Regardless, they should be followed. Somebody says this is madness, but look at how China dealt with their deaths. Something wrong. Oh yeah, in the beginning, they just like dumped everybody. Goodbye. I think at that time we didn't know a lot about COVID-19, but now that we know more about it, and if while we're living, it is okay for us to wear a mask and be like in close proximity, we could ride in a bus, we could jam up on somebody else, but we got to wear a mask. If that is okay when we're living, why isn't it okay if we're dead? I'm just saying. I wouldn't worry too much about the dead. The deceased. All right? Let me see what time it is. 8 minutes. Oh, okay, good point. What evidence do we have that the deceased cannot spread COVID-19? So for folks who are working in the funeral homes, if nobody comes down with, I'm pretty sure that they're going to different funeral homes across SVJ. So if nobody within the funeral homes, if there's no outbreak after you get a patient who died or somebody who died from COVID, if there's no outbreak because of that or dealing with that body in that funeral home, I think that to me is sufficient evidence, no? I would worry more about the living people than the dead, because the dead, they cannot move. And if you're uncomfortable with the dead who cannot move, who cannot sneeze, who cannot cough, contracting COVID from them, then you don't have to go around the body. And I'm pretty sure many of the funerals that are happening these days, they are going live on Facebook. So if you are so concerned about that for yourself, then you can view it from a distance. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure you're concerned about the safety of other folks, which is why we have to go back to the fundamentals for the protocols. Story done. Follow the protocols. Why is it so hard to do? Let me take a quick phone call here. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dave. How you do?
I do. I have a bone to pick on you, a bone to pick on you.
Is it a big bone or a small bone? Pick it.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, today is it's celebrated as World AIDS Day.
Yes, it is.
We have a day for everything. Just now, it will be COVID-19 Day.
I rebuke that. Don't try that.
So don't say that. It may take a long time anyhow before we get to that recognition of COVID-19 day, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-mm.
But as I listen to the different views, opinions, and what people have to say. It seems as though we have overcome AIDS now. Nobody getting AIDS or what?
HIV.
Everything is
Remember, it starts out as HIV and then it develops into full-blown
yeah,
AIDS,
yeah.
right?
But I guess because we live in such a promiscuous society, such a sexually permissible society, we all, AIDS has become, if it is still there, and I believe it is
Of
still
course it
there,
is
it's
still
no big
there.
thing now.
Of course,
So
it
this
is
is
still
just a
there, Dave.
reminder. This is just a reminder that while we go about talking about this and talking about that, that's how we forget. We let our pants down, we let our underwear down, and we do things. And
You don't really have to. do
whatever the
that.
consequences are, that's it. Wait, what is it?
Sorry?
And I thought I heard you say I should interrupt you there.
Oh, no.
Anyhow,
Yes, Dave. I have a bone to pick with you, right? Are you finished with that thing to get off your chest? Because I want to get something off my chest.
well, right, that. Remember, I started by saying that too.
Okay,
But
so
the issue that you're dealing with, people must now talk about the vaccine, and you want to see that on the vaccine and so on.
mhm,
There's
children.
there's no guarantee on vaccine. There's so much conflicting reports. A lot of us are forced to take the vaccine because of this draconian measure, I would say, taken by the government. So you want to tell me people work 20, 30, how much years, and all of that just go to waste? Huh? And
Did
the
did it really go to waste, or is it that it just amount to nothing in the end?
No, I'm talking about the draconian measures that have been put in place
Mm-hmm.
to make people feel more pressure, and then the Prime Minister has a way of saying, what? I don't want anybody to lose their job.
Mm-hmm.
And who pushing the fire? Who is behind this whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
And he's begging now for us not to have a fight. We always fighting among ourselves because if we can't communicate and understand each other, to live together, we'll always have these problems. So, I'm hearing so much. I'm hearing so much nonsensical talk coming from the powers that be. Prime Minister saying, you want anybody to lose their job. What does that mean? Huh?
It's
When
like,
you put
I hate to have to do this, but oh gosh, man, y'all please just go take the job now so I wouldn't have to do this because I'm regretting doing this right now. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I wish you well with that. Anyhow,
Okay.
talk to you.
Before you go though, Dave, did you send me a gift?
Hmm?
Did you send me a gift? So
That- that question-
it wasn't you then.
It wasn't.
It wasn't you.
It,
I'm trying.
well,
I got a
that's-
gift and I'm trying to figure out who it came from.
okay.
Okay, so it
Okay.
wasn't you.
Yeah, okay. Well, if your mind tells you certain things, you shouldn't even question that.
Okay, so it's not Dave. Thank you.
I tell you, I have a bone to pick with you anyhow. So
Okay.
please contact me.
All right, big up yourself. You can
Yeah,
reach me off air at 453-1043 after the hour of 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. All right, let's take a break. Let's end the live on Facebook.